Good evening. I have the distinct honor and privilege of introducing our next Hall of Fame inductee, Roberto Enrique Clemente Walker. Roberto was born on August 18, 1934, and was the youngest of 7 children. Roberto always wanted to help people in every point in his life, especially whenever it came to his family. Although Roberto and his family weren't very privileged, he still wanted to help his family for the better by giving his dad a hand in the sugar fields and by loading trucks whenever he had the opportunity. When Roberto had always had an interest in baseball, even whenever he was a young boy, he dreamed day and night about one day being in the Major League Baseball. Roberto attended Vargas High School, which is in Carolina, Puerto Rico, and in Roberto's first year of high school, Roberto Marin recruited him to play softball for the Celio Rajo team. By 1950, at the age of 16, Roberto joined the amateur Joncas baseball team. 2 years later, in 1952, Roberto was signed to the Perzin Zorilla team in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and sure enough, in 1954, he was offered a contract to play right field with the Brooklyn Dodgers. This came with the $5,000 a year salary with a $10,000 a year signing bonus. Roberto played for the Brooklyn Dodgers before getting traded to the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1956. After the 1958 season with the Pittsburgh Pirates, Roberto enlisted into the U.S. Marine Corps and was on active duty in Parris Island until 1964. In 1960, Roberto led the MLB batting average with .353 and won the National Most Valuable Player Award during his career. Roberto was the recipient of 12 Golden Glove Awards and achieved a lifetime batting average of .317. And the day before his passing, Roberto hit a double in the last game of the 1972 regular season for his remarkable 3,000th hit in Three Rivers Stadium. In his personal life, Roberto instantly knew who he was going to spend the rest of his life with whenever he met his future girlfriend Vera in 1964. When they first started dating, Vera didn't know anything about baseball. She didn't even know Roberto was famous. Nothing mattered to Roberto as he knew that he had met his soulmate. They became engaged prior to Roberto's spring training camp on November 14th, 1964, in Carolina, Puerto Rico. That same year, Roberto was leading the batting average of .339 and had 221 hits. On August 17, 1965, Roberto and Vera had their firstborn son, Roberto Enrique Clemente Walker Jr. That same year, Roberto had won his third batting title with a batting average of .329. In 1964, Roberto and Vera had their second-born son, Luis Clemente, on August 13th. Roberto had also hit a home run in Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for his 2,000th hit. That was not an easy task considering his limited time in baseball. It would have been nothing but a high point in any Major League Baseball player's career, considering his time that he had in the MLB. In 1973, a year after Roberto's passing, the Hall of Fame honored him by waiving the 5-year retirement rule, and that same year the number 21 was retired on opening day, April 6th, at Three Rivers Stadium. Although he had a meaningful life and was a huge inspiration to not only people from his time, but now in 2019. I recently had the privilege to talk one-on-one over the phone to better understand, talk to Louis one-on-one over the phone to better understand his father, Roberto. One thing that he told me, that Roberto always wanted to be a helpful and meaningful person in or off the field, or there's no reason on being on Earth itself. I also know that no matter what was happening, Roberto always kept his composure and then faces his challenges head on. He also was very humorous, thoughtful, and a caring person on and off the field. Roberto would like coming home and love just coming home with his family with a smile and cracking jokes with family whenever he felt the time was right. I have been told from his son Louis that one of his greatest memories of his dad whenever he brought a live monkey home for a pet. His family could not believe their eyes and accepted the monkey with love and care. His family still talks about the monkeys to this day, and in the midst of being counted as a successful person in baseball and as a father, I've come to the conclusion that if Roberto was still alive, he would have retired and started an organization where he gives to people in need. And I came to this conclusion by how caring he was for people, and no matter their background, their future, anything that happened in the past, Roberto would help them. He would find any way to help out with them, no matter what the price was. Unfortunately, Roberto didn't make it to this point in his life due to a plane crash on December 31st, 1972, on the coast of Puerto Rico. In fact, Roberto was on his way to deliver food to the people in his hometown who had survived the recent earthquake that in where he was from. This is a devastating time for Roberto's friends, family, teammates, and fans, especially because he was just awarded the 3,000th hit club the day before the crash. Even when I think about how much Roberto has helped people and how much of an inspiration he was to people of all ages, it hurts me to think about the intentions that he had before his passing. One of the quotes from Willie Stargell's Hall of Fame baseball famous speech was, "Roberto shined a little bit brighter and stood a little bit taller than other men. He also had a way of playing the game as if everything depended on it, no matter what point in the ball game. Roberto took pride in everything he did or said, and I believe that took him a long way in his life itself. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present my friend Roberto Clemente."